Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Bob Casey and I'm a pediatric psychologist in the Cancer Center at Children's Hospital, Colorado. I also direct our wellness program, which is our psychosocial program that provides emotional support to our patients and their families as they're going through treatment. I want to start by thanking all of you for committing your time and energy to camp. Obviously, camp couldn't happen without you, and I can tell you that this is a really exciting time of year here at the hospital as kids begin to think about getting away from their treatment and all of those challenges and having a chance to spend time at camp and enjoy all of those activities. So the service that you provide is incredible, and I see the impact both prior to kids going to camp and after they get back, and how excited they are for all the things that they were able to do. I wanted to just take a minute today to talk about something that's really important and sometimes pretty tricky to navigate, and that is boundaries and limit setting at camp with the kids that you'll be working with. I spend a lot of time in my work with parents talking about setting appropriate and clear expectations around their child's behavior while they're going through treatment. A lot of parents will say, how can I possibly discipline my child? How can I possibly demand anything of them given all the challenges that they're facing and the difficulties that they're experiencing? And I'll often talk with them about how children often think when there are no boundaries and no limits, wow, I must be really sick if my parents are letting me get away with whatever it is that I'm getting away with. So setting limits and boundaries with our kids in particular are really important to giving them a sense of safety and to decrease their anxiety. I think anxiety is present for most kids when the limits or expectations are really unclear. Not knowing where the boundary is, not knowing where the wall is that they can push up against and say, okay, this is as far as I can go, I can't push this any further, is really, really important for them establishing a sense of security. If a kid doesn't know where the boundaries are, where the limits are, it's really unnerving to them. And what you probably see for most kids whose anxiety increases is an escalation of behavioral problems and them not being able to manage their own emotions and behaviors. So be sure to set clear expectations and boundaries with the kids that you're working with. I want to make one other point. It's really important to set those limits and expectations right off the bat. It's much, much easier to loosen restrictions, and it's almost impossible to go back and try to establish more firm limits once expectations have already been set. If a kid thinks he can get away with something because he has gotten away with it, he's probably going to continue to do that behavior. If a kid knows from the beginning that they can't get away with a particular behavior, then they're going to be less likely to do that in the future. So be really clear. And you don't have to be mean or strict about how you approach kids around limits and limit setting. Just say, you know what, that's not a behavior that we're going to have here at camp. If you can't really rein in your behavior right now, then I'm afraid we're not going to be able to continue in this activity. And that's really simple. It's really about camper safety, and it's really about decreasing anxiety by setting clear expectations. And I guarantee you that the kid will have a much better time at camp if you can do that for them, and you'll obviously have a better time as well. Thanks so much for listening.